Now can you hear me? Oh boy. Well. Hi. I guess thank you guys for telling me that there was no audio coming in. But I guess you've all been very patient just waiting. We've got 5 people in the lobby right now. So I will just start all over. All right. So, hey, this is Mr. Kamsaki, founder of Roblox Master Builders, and we're doing a live Q&A about the presentation that you just watched. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'd love to hear what you think about it. I'd love to. I was actually when you told me that you couldn't hear me, I was actually just explaining how I made it. But I am happy to read all the questions in the chat and answer them to the best of my abilities or willingness. And I would encourage anyone who has some editing and video production experience to apply to be an editor. If not, apply to the other positions as well. Yeah, application is actually... I'm going to post the application once we get off this live. So the application is actually for all 3 positions because we want you to be available for any of them. But it's going to be a really fun project to work on. Not every episode is going to look like this, by the way. But we are looking for this level of quality. So it took me about 3 days to make this, actually. It did take me 3 days to make this. The first day I actually wrote the script like last week. And I just didn't feel right about it. Everything that, like, just the way I said certain things. So it just didn't flow perfectly. So I rewrote it on Thursday, and I recorded it. And then on Friday, I typed most of the captions, and I finished... I think that's wrong. No, I was going to post it on Saturday, so it was Wednesday. Well, it took me 3 days to make it anyway. So basically the way I did it is I typed all the captions, and I... and before I get into this, I'll answer one of the questions in chat. Somebody wants the too long didn't read of the announcement. So basically, we're rebooting Show Off Your Creations, okay? I would encourage that if you didn't make it live, you go back and watch the presentation, which once I get off this live, I will post a link to that presentation in the description of this video. But basically, we're rebooting Show Off Your Creations. There's a bit of a comical situation with the captions. I loved everyone's reaction to that. And basically, Show Off Your Creations is going to be weekly, and we're not going to have the co-host format anymore. We're actually going to be able to have submitters talking on the show. We're not going to record everyone live. Of course, we're going to record them separately and edit it in. But if you can do voice, then we'll have your voice in the show. And if you can't do voice, then we'll read text. And as far as more details about production, like how long it'll be and how many people will feature, I'm going to consult the new production team once we get everybody brought on to the team. But that's basically how it's going to go down. Wait a few weeks. We're going to make sure that everyone understands what's going on. We're probably going to make 2 episodes before we post the first one, just so that we're sure that we can get everything done every week. And it's going to I'm going to have to be a little more hands-on for the first few episodes, just so everyone understands what's going on. And then once all the editors and the scouts and the interviewers kind of got the swing of things, I'm going to kind of be hands off a little bit. It actually might be up to 3 or 4 weeks since until we post the first video, just so we can get it right. Since I'm also working on my new Posen series, and I want that to be really on point, so it'll just depend on how much time I have to work on this, and but we're going to release it when it's ready and when it is good enough to release. But we are going to prioritize keeping it within our, like I said, 20-minute bracket. That's currently the goal time I have in mind, but I'm going to be consulting the new team. So if you want to be on the team, go apply. I'm going to post the application once we get off this live. And let me see, are there any more questions? When's the first episode getting released? Like I said, we're going to be training a new team. There's a lot of work to be done. It's going to be a bit slower at first because we're getting all new people. We'll probably have a few of the editors of the past Show Off Your Creations episodes. So that'll be good. But it just depends on what people can handle. Some people can't handle having two staff positions. Like if they're a moderator, they can't be an editor at the same time. Because moderators also have to be available to host events and stuff, which we're going to be having more events in the future. So I can't guarantee that if you're a moderator that you'll be accepted onto the S.O.Y.C team or vice versa. Of course, once you're staff, you can kind of jump around a bit. Possibly. We want people to be good at their positions, though. So both staff applications will be, you can actually apply to both, and it's fine. And if you're already staff, you can apply to the other. Share that presentation with anybody you know in R&B who hasn't seen it yet, and any of your friends who you think would enjoy it. I hope that you saw the epilepsy warning in the description, and I hope nobody has epilepsy and had a seizure or something, or however that, whatever mental illness thing works. I know that flashing lights can really like whack some people's brains out. How does a group on Roblox call RMB? Well, we have a group on Roblox called RMB, Roblox Master Builders. I don't do much with that group right now, but we might have staff be posting announcements and chatting in there. So we actually could have staff who aren't in the Discord server, but I prefer everyone to be in the Discord server so they can join meetings and stuff. How will you ensure a quality and result when there are multiple editors? Good question. And the answer is that as far as the plan goes, I plan to have one editor per episode. So that means that when an editor is editing, they'll have a lot of work to do in 1 week. Because I did this in 3 days, and this is kind of the quality level. Of course, it might be a little more involved because we're going to be combining a lot of different files, and if we interview, say, like 3 members per episode or something, then you're having to combine all those files. So we will have scouts, interviews, and editors all working together to trim and gather and all that stuff. But ultimately, it's going to be one editor putting the files in the timeline and cutting stuff and balancing stuff and exporting it. And then once we have a quality presentation that the senior staff approves of, we will upload and post the episode. And we are also going to be aiming to upload them on the same day each week. And so that means we'll have to have them like finished a couple days in advance so we can just make sure we've got it. We don't want to be cutting anything close. Switch to Discord. I'm gonna be on the live. If you're DMing me on Discord or you have questions, then I will. Do I have Discord notifications happening? I need to just close Discord for a minute, so that let's see, Discord. I'm just gonna close that in case there's notification sounds happening. So I'll answer all the questions on Discord once we get off this live. Congrats on 50 subscribers. Thank you, S.O.Y.C. That's great. Yes, we have 50 subscribers on the R&B channel now. I guess you could say this is our 50 subscriber special, because we had 47 when the day started, and then 3 people subscribed because of this. So that's great, guys. Let's I would say thank you, but this is honestly our channel. This isn't like my channel. Like I say thank you for milestones on my channel, but this is our channel. This is our channel and our goals. That's why Show Off Your Creations exists. Let me see. Is there any questions I haven't answered? What is the next game project you will be working on? or want to do? That's a great question, but that's not an R&B question. So I won't be answering that on this live. Let's see. Will there be a part? Will there be a post limit to make sure the time? No, there won't be a post limit, and and that, at least not right now. We're not planning to have a post limit, and the reason is we just want everyone to be able to be free and relaxed when posting and show off your creations. And that's going to be a lot of work on the scouts. So that's another reason it might take several weeks to get the first episode out, just because we're going to have the scouts working hard to collect posts, collect links, and all kinds of stuff. Preferably links and not files, so that we can just post the links in a Google Doc. Of course, you don't need to know about all the background stuff and how that's going to work. That's kind of stuff that I'll be telling the team. But we will need time to collect all that stuff, and because we're having this kind of free posting format, that's why it's going to that's why we need a dedicated job called Scouts. Is there any question that I didn't answer that was before? I'm gonna check really quick. There be a post limit? Let's see. We are rapidly growing. Thank you. The theater will be full of people soon. Yes, thank you, Mr. Fake. I actually planned to animate a bunch of characters, a bunch of like avatars of people in RMB in the scene, but I just didn't have time. It would have taken a week just to do that, because I'm not very fast at animating, although I can do it. How about what is the next project you'll be working on to do with R&B? Okay, that is a great question. That is an R&B question. Thank you, Zenu. I hope I'm saying your name right. The next project, I'll probably well, there's a few things I want to do. I might wait a while because I really want to get Show Off Your Creations off on the right foot. But after Show Off Your Creations has a few episodes posted and we're going smoothly, I might redo the partner program, because that's a bit of a mess right now. As you can see, I kind of redid some channels, some of the like info channels. I made an intro video, so that was something I did before this big announcement. And so there won't be a big announcement at least for another year. So this is the biggest announcement of 2020, and we are in February. It's February 7th. But we will have some other announcements. They probably won't be a big live event. Some things that I'll be changing will happen in the background, though. Like it might be in staff channels or something. Like you won't even notice that. But R&B itself is a big project that I am constantly working on, and I need to shout it out on my main channel more. And I have the link for the R&B server, the Discord server, like in my cluster of links in my descriptions in my videos, which it probably isn't good because, well, I do that because I'm not talking about it actively in every video, but the link is there. It's just hard to find. Let's see. Hey Cam, good luck on the stream. Just stopping by. Thanks, Mr. Fake. Thank you for stopping by. I forget what time it is in Philippines, but I bet it's like 3 a.m. or something. I need to memorize like what time zones are. I just haven't wrapped my head around it. So I don't have a really technical math brain. When are you gonna stream? Well, I'm streaming right now. Just put characters with default dance. Dancing while they're watching the show. Is that a Fortnite dance? Default dance? Are there other secrets for R&B you aren't sharing just yet? Oh yes. You know there are secrets that I am not sharing yet. But if I am withholding information, you won't know until I tell you. Will you? See, this has been under my hat for a long time. And people thought I just that was part of the comical captions. It was like, the captions that were teasing me for like just having an excuse to be lazy or something. I typed those, by the way. I don't know if I was live when I said this. Like the comical captions thing, that was all me. That was just a fabricated presentation. Um, so it was meant to be comical, and I didn't really have two editors behind the background, like wrestling in the theater booth, like slipping in slides and stuff. But it was just kind of a funny story. Not because I was afraid people wouldn't watch it if it wasn't entertaining, but because I actually had fun making it. But as far as like secrets, like this has been something that I haven't talked a lot about over the past like 6 months, or no, it's only been okay. It's been 3 months. Yeah, it's been 3 months since we released an episode, and it's actually has been like 6 months since we reviewed a post. We actually did record an episode with Kane Ocha, one of Mr. Fake's friends, which I just haven't gotten around to editing. Um, we might still release that, but I mean, cause she was great. It was our first like girl um, co-host, and it was awesome. And she's an artist, and I'd love to show her art too. But it's just been like really, really hard with like how much stuff I'm doing, and like YouTube does take a lot of my time. I spend a lot of time with R&B in my channel, but I also have a lot of stuff in my life, especially like because I'm actually a video editor by trade now, just because I happened to get some jobs by accident. So I do a lot of other editing on the side, and it takes quite a bit of time and energy. Let's see. What are some of the next events you're going to be doing? Well, I would like to start group calls again, honestly. Um, it's just and when with group calls, I want to have guests. It's just a lot of work going and contacting people and trying to schedule things, and then surprisingly, we actually did have a good number of people joining the group calls. I will say that. But it was just like in the past group calls, like you can see the replays. There's one of them I didn't even post because it was just kind of cringy, because I didn't really write a good presentation, and because I like wrote it like 5 minutes before the the event, and like I just needed to plan the group calls a little better, and it takes a lot of work to do that, and I didn't feel like it was benefiting enough people to justify the amount of work that was going into group calls. So we might be doing that. Also, Master Builder challenges is something that I'm planning to launch as soon as I can. I would love for you guys to suggest topics for the Master Builder challenges. Oh, look, we've got 8 people. That's awesome. Uh, Please suggest topics for the Master Builder challenges. They're a little different than competitions. They can be competitive because you guys can try to make better stuff than each other, but we're not going to be ranking them, and there won't be a reward. So that's the difference. But anybody on YouTube can post them. We'll be posting like announcement videos, which is why it will take like more work, because I want to post announcement videos for each one so that anyone on YouTube can post like on Twitter with a hashtag, which probably won't happen until it's like really popular, and probably nobody will post that way for a while, but I would love to get that started. I would just like some suggestions for like themes and topics, and we might have multiple challenges going on at once for different types of development. Like, since I'm not great at scripting and everything scripting is hard for me, I would need some scripters to tell me like what are some good, fairly easy things that people can do within a month, as scripting challenges. And so basically you white box it and you have a basic scripted game or something. And then there's like building challenges where you build a scene, and there's GFX challenges where you make an image, and there's like sound or music challenges where you design some sort of sound environment or soundtrack. So that would be an event I would like to do. So just go into the suggestions chat and spam it with your ideas. Let's see. What if you make 2 parts of S.O.Y.C, and if it goes above 20 minutes, because there's a lot of creations that have been submitted. Well, that is a great suggestion. But if it wasn't clear, oh, so I think this is one of the people who didn't make it for the presentation, and I would encourage you to go back and watch that because it's entertaining and informative. But um, we're doing show-off creations in a fundamentally different way, not a fundamentally different way, a drastically different way, as I said in the video. I watched it dozens of times while I was editing, of course, so I know everything it says, but we're not going to be scrolling through the channel anymore. We're going to be taking posts, and we're going to be taking images and videos and then things people said, and we're going to be editing that into a presentation that will be posted. And so we have a lot of control over how much time we spend on each person, because like we could have one creation on screen and talk about it, or we could have a dozen creations on screen and talk about all of them at once, just based on how we edit it. So that will give us a lot of control about over how much time it takes. Versus show for creations is basically a live stream except edited, because there's not any real plan. The plan is to just scroll through, so it's like whatever you get in the channel. But this is going to be really different, because then we can pull everyone, like all the posts from a single person, and show them all, no matter when they were posted. Let's see, do we got any more questions? I know the secrets. Oh, do you? Kane Ocha. Oh, Kane Ocha. Yep, Kane Ocha. Yep, she recorded. That was supposed to be a surprise, but I never edited it, and I feel so bad. All right, doesn't look like we have any more questions. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little about... If I missed your question, I'm sorry. Please repost it. And while we're just waiting for any last-minute questions to come in, I'm going to go ahead and kind of explain like how I made this, because you might be interested in that. Like how... I'll try to explain it in a way that if you're not a video editor, it still makes sense. So basically, I made this theater scene in Roblox Studio, and I streamed... I streamed on, oh, that's a good suggestion. Make a Specky a mod. Yeah, I could do that, but I'm not. I'm viewing it on my phone on my Plays account. So I'll have to go back into the thing and do that in a minute. But so basically, the way I made this is I actually streamed live on my Kamsaki channel. And I built most of the theater. I finished it off stream though. And so I built the scene, and then what I did is I took different lighting modes. And actually, this was the phase 2. I should be talking about phase 1 first. Phase 1 was I wrote the script, rewrote the script, reordered the script. I just totally I changed the order of paragraphs. I did all kinds of stuff to make it better. And then I recorded it. And then I took the voice, and I modded the voice. I made it. You might not have been able to hear it. You would hear it in contrast, but I added a filter onto the sound to make it sound more like it was coming through like an old speaker. And then I found I found one of those old camera projector sounds, and I underlaid that underneath the whole voice. And and then I typed all the captions, and I was getting tired while I was typing the captions. That's why there was that slide that was like, yeah, I'm too lazy to type the captions down. And then I was just like, I don't want them to think I'm grilling them, so I'm going to pretend it's another person. And then I started acting out the character of the bad editor. and then there was that whole struggle in the background between the two editors. And so I typed all those captions out, and then I added the it was so laggy in the viewport. It was so hard to edit. That's actually part of why it took so much time. But I added a screen effect, the noise, like the old film noise. And I hope you noticed that the noise would turn on and off depending on if it was playing captions. It's like a pre-made video, right? So there's noise. And then if it was just a straight slide, like the one you're seeing on screen now, then I didn't have any fuzzy noise, but I still had the projector going because the projector was going the whole time. And then I basically, the way I did the flicker effect, which, sorry, I hope you saw the epilepsy warning. I hope that didn't give anybody a headache. It was fine for me. But the way I did that is I just took a single frame of black video, and I think I set opacity to like 50%. Because 100% was just too much. It was just like, whoa, okay, at total epilepsy. I was like, and it's not even realistic, so I set it to 50%, and then I made it every third frame. So I moved it, I copied it and moved it to every third frame a few times, and then I just copied and stripped that and just started pasting and hitting the back key to go to the last frame and overwriting the last. Basically, I filled the whole timeline with that intermittent every third frame thing. And it lagged everything so much. So then I had that, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to composite all of this in the same viewport and have my computer make it out alive. So I exported the whole presentation of the slides, and then I just used, and I had the sound in there too. And then what I did is I screenshotted the place. I had to keep, the way I screenshotted the 3D environment that I made in Roblox Studio is I had to keep the camera in the same place. I had to forge all of the lights first, and then I positioned the camera in place, and I made sure I didn't click inside the 3D window so I didn't mess up the camera. and then um, and then I Sorry, there's no mods. I need to make some mods. Yeah, just guys, don't spam right now. I know you're all listening. I see the number 6 right there. There's 6 people here. Um so probably one of them is me. So there's 5. But what was I saying? So I took screenshots. I just clicked in the menus in the Explorer and Properties windows to turn on and off the lights and change the color of the neon light sources. And so I captured like 6 different frames, and then I just transitioned in between them inside the editor and in Premiere Pro in the video editor. So with a smooth transition, it would look like the lights were fading and stuff. And then I just synced the lighter and darker frames with the screen on in with the flicker effect frames. And then once that was all in there, I just exported that whole presentation. And I had to take the screen that I'd baked, that I exported of the slides, and I used the corner pin thing, the corner pin tool in Premiere Pro, and pinned the corners to the corners of the screen. And I used a calculator to make sure that the screen in Roblox Studio was 16:9 ratio. So I just multiplied by 9 and multiplied by 16, and I forget which one was 9 and which one was 16. I might have done that wrong. No, I did it right. Yeah, I did it. I did the right ones because it fit pretty well, right? And then I had to like just bet that the little tiny captions would be big enough for you to still see them, which I'm glad they were. On your phone, they might not be. But yeah, that was really fun to make, and certainly looking to teach video editing tricks to people who have just a basic like solid foundation, like you know how to cut and stuff, but you like want to learn how to do effects and different stuff. Like I want to train our S.O.Y.C editors, so that would be a lot of fun to teach everybody how to do that, and also part of the meetings that will be happening between the S.O.Y.C team, S.O.Y.C production team, not the torture team. It's actually the production team. That was a lot of fun. A lot of the meetings will be talking about like how we want to present it. So visually, what it'll look like. Right now, not exactly sure, but it's definitely gonna be some clear branding. And definitely a template that will be used for every episode, so it's like the same. That's why I need to be like really hands-on for the first few episodes, and then once people kind of got the hang of it and see a trend of how we're making it, then they'll be able to make it without me. But other than that, do you guys got any other questions? Thanks for joining the stream. Oh boy. Oh, I just stayed up so late last night, just like I needlessly making sure everything was like good. And there were some problems with the video, which if you notice them, you notice them. If not, then you're not me, and not nitpicky. There were a few like little glitches and like just little stutters and problems, but it's okay because the presentation was here, and it looks the way it looks, and it was good. It was really fun to make. So thank y'all for joining the stream. I really enjoyed that. That was quite a fun thing to make, and I'll catch you guys later.